Chosen one, of all the moments in your life, out of the countless distractions pulling you away, this is what you are seeing right now. That is not a coincidence. God is about to reveal something to you. By the time you finish watching, you will know exactly what you need to do to step into your breakthrough. But you must stay until the very end, because the final revelation is the most powerful of all. It is the missing key that most people overlook. Take the first step right now. 1. Hit the like button to declare that you are ready to receive this message. 2. Subscribe to stay connected to divine guidance. 3. Comment 8088 to affirm that you are stepping into divine abundance today. The prayer chain, a movement of collective faith. Drop a comment below with one thing you need prayer for today. Then reply to someone else's comment with words of encouragement. This is more than just a video, it's a movement of faith. Why? Because miracles happen when we lift each other up. When you share your prayer, others will pray for you. When you pray for someone else, blessings flow back to you. This is how faith in action works. Comment your prayer request now and be part of this chain of divine miracles. Most people pray for strength. In the quiet corners of our hearts, amidst the clamor of daily life, a universal plea often rises. It echoes in moments of crushing pressure, when the weight of the world seems to settle upon our shoulders and the challenges before us appear insurmountable. This instinctive, deeply human cry is a simple yet profound request. God, give me strength. We find ourselves yearning for an inner fortitude, a resilience that will allow us to withstand the relentless storms that life inevitably throws our way. We picture strength as a bolstering force, a divine reinforcement of our existing capacities, a kind of spiritual energy boost that will enable us to navigate the turbulent waters of adversity. We envision it as a wall, shielding us from the harsh winds of hardship, or perhaps as an extra layer of armor, protecting us from the blows that fate may deal. We ask, with heartfelt sincerity, for God to make us stronger in the face of our struggles, to fortify the foundations of our being, which we perceive as weakened and fragile under the weight of our trials. This prayer, born from a place of genuine need and vulnerability, is a testament to our inherent human frailty. It acknowledges our limitations and expresses our deep longing for divine assistance, for a power greater than ourselves to help us endure. But what if I were to tell you that the very strength you are so earnestly seeking, the resilience you are so diligently praying for, is not something you need to painstakingly acquire through sheer willpower and relentless self-improvement? What if it's not a distant peak to be conquered through arduous effort, but rather a freely given gift, already prepared and waiting to be received right here, right now, in the midst of your current circumstances? The truth, often obscured by the noise of our own striving and the demands of the world, is that many of us operate under a fundamental misconception. We are conditioned by society, by the prevailing narratives of self-reliance and individual achievement, to believe in a linear progression of strength. We imagine it as a journey from a state of perceived weakness to a state of hard-earned power. We internalize the idea that we are inherently deficient, lacking in some essential quality, and that we must constantly strive, strain, and struggle to become stronger, more capable, and ultimately worthy of love and acceptance. This narrative, deeply ingrained in the fabric of our culture, whispers insidious doubts into our spirits. It convinces us that divine strength is a reward for overcoming weakness, a prize to be earned through perfect performance, rather than a foundational provision, a freely given gift designed to empower us for life's journey. However, God's plan, His divine blueprint for our lives, operates on a profoundly different principle. It's a paradigm shift that has the potential to revolutionize our understanding of strength and our relationship with the divine. He doesn't merely intend to incrementally increase our strength within the confines of our current battles to simply patch up the wounds of today's struggles. His vision extends far beyond temporary relief and superficial resilience. Instead, he desires to lavishly equip us, to divinely empower us with an unexpected surge of power, a reservoir of unwavering might, specifically tailored for an impending season of divine manifestation. It's not just about getting through the day. It's about being prepared for a future filled with purpose and abundance. Imagine the profound difference between receiving a small bandage to cover a minor scratch and being presented with a meticulously crafted full suit of armor, forged in the fires of divine purpose, specifically designed to withstand the fiercest onslaught. You are not merely receiving a temporary fix for a present problem. You are being outfitted for a future, brimming with divine opportunities and purposeful endeavors. Think of it like this. You are not just being given a meager ration of food to survive a famine. You are being prepared for a lavish feast, a banquet of divine resources designed to nourish you through a season of unprecedented growth and abundance. You're not just getting a sip of water. You're being immersed in a flowing river of life. Today, I invite you to embrace this transformative shift in perspective. Release the limited notion of strength as a self-generated commodity, something you must manufacture through your own efforts. Awaken to the reality of divine strength as a freely given gift, a boundless resource waiting to be accessed and activated in your life. God's strength is not a prize to be won through relentless striving, a reward for flawless behavior, or a validation of your self-sufficiency. It is a divine inheritance, a birthright of faith, meticulously prepared for you in this very moment. It is an outpouring of grace, a limitless reservoir of power, ready to be received and utilized for His glory and your good. Understand this profound truth. Divine strength is not something you chase after in a desperate pursuit. It is a divine current flowing towards you, an inexhaustible source waiting to be tapped into. It's like a river finding its way to the sea, naturally and effortlessly. Let's deliberately, thoughtfully, and prayerfully walk through the essential steps to position yourself to receive this extraordinary, life-altering divine strength that is already on its way, like a river of grace, converging upon your life. These are not mere suggestions or helpful tips. They are foundational principles, spiritual keys that unlock the door to a season of unprecedented power and divine might in your life. Embrace each step with intentionality and an open heart, allowing the transformative power of God to permeate your being. Step 1. Recognize the preparation. This season is not punishment, it is training. You might find yourself immersed in what feels like a relentless, unending season of difficulty. Challenges seem to be multiplying at an alarming rate, each one casting a longer, more daunting shadow than the last. Obstacles rise up in your path like seemingly impassable mountains, blocking your vision and hindering your forward progress. Financial pressures may be mounting, relationships may be strained, health concerns may be surfacing, and the weight of your responsibilities may feel utterly crushing. The burdens seem to pile up, one on top of another, until you feel like you're drowning under the weight of it all. In the midst of this relentless onslaught, it is profoundly easy, almost instinctively human, to succumb to the deceptive whisper that this is a punishment. You might start to believe that you are being divinely reprimanded for past misdeeds, that this is a cosmic retribution for perceived failures. The voice of self-condemnation can become deafening, echoing accusations of inadequacy, weakness, and unworthiness. You may begin to internalize the false narrative that this arduous season is a direct reflection of your personal failings, a divine judgment upon your life, a sign that you are somehow fundamentally flawed or undeserving of blessing. The enemy of your soul wants you to believe that you are being punished, that God is angry with you, and that you are destined to remain in this state of suffering. But what if, just for a moment, you dared to consider an alternate perspective, a radically different interpretation of your current circumstances? What if the very trials that feel like punishments are in reality meticulously orchestrated preparations, divine exercises designed to hone your spirit, sharpen your resilience, and fortify your inner being? What if this isn't about retribution, but about refinement? Think of a warrior, a valiant champion preparing for a momentous battle. Their training regimen is not a form of punitive infliction, a cruel and unusual punishment designed to break their spirit. Rather, it is a rigorous, demanding, and often uncomfortable process of intentional development. They endure grueling physical exercises, not because they are being punished for weakness, but because they are being strategically equipped, meticulously conditioned, and expertly prepared for a greater, more significant purpose that lies ahead. Each push-up, each sparring session, each strategic drill is an investment in their future victory, a deliberate cultivation of the strength, agility, and mental fortitude required to triumph in the face of adversity. The discomfort is not an end in itself. It is a means to an end. Similarly, your current challenges, the very trials that seem designed to dismantle you, are in fact divinely ordained opportunities for profound growth and spiritual fortification. They are building resilience within you, forging an unyielding spirit that can withstand the fiercest storms of life. They are sharpening your spiritual discernment, refining your ability to hear God's voice amidst the noise of the world, and deepening your understanding of His unwavering presence in your life. They are making you ready, preparing you in ways you cannot yet fully comprehend to effectively handle the influx of divine might that is being released into your life. Just as a skilled sculptor chips away at a rough, unyielding stone to reveal the breathtaking masterpiece hidden within, God is using the challenges of this season to carve away your limitations, to refine your character, and to unveil the divine potential that resides within you. The process may be painful, but the result is a beautiful transformation. Recognize this season not as a period of divine judgment or a reflection of your shortcomings, but as a sacred space of divine training, a crucible of transformation where you are being molded, shaped, and prepared for the extraordinary destiny that awaits you. Embrace the discomfort, lean into the challenges, and trust that in the midst of the struggle, you are being divinely equipped for a season of unprecedented power and purpose. It's not about what you've done wrong. It's about what God is doing right within you. Step 2. Release the illusion of weakness. God's power works best in your admitted weakness. Our society, often driven by the relentless pursuit of self-reliance and individual achievement, cultivates a pervasive illusion of strength. From a young age, we are bombarded with messages that equate strength with self-sufficiency, with the ability to stand alone, to conquer challenges independently, and to never, under any circumstances, reveal vulnerability or dependence. We are taught to project an image of unwavering competence, to mask our insecurities, and to present a facade of invulnerability to the world. We learn to hide our struggles, to pretend we have it all together, even when we are falling apart inside. This cultural conditioning, deeply ingrained in our psyche, often leads us to believe that true strength lies in our capacity to handle everything ourselves, to never admit weakness, and to always maintain an aura of control. We internalize the notion that vulnerability is a liability, a sign of inadequacy, and that seeking help is an admission of failure. We fear being seen as weak, as needy, as less than perfect. However, in the upside-down kingdom of God, in the divine economy of grace and power, the principles operate in a radically countercultural manner. The very definitions of strength and weakness are inverted, revealing a profound paradox that challenges our worldly understanding. The Scripture, that timeless wellspring of divine wisdom, declares with unwavering clarity, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." 2 Corinthians 12:9. This profound verse unveils a revolutionary truth. Our perceived weaknesses, the very areas we often try to conceal, deny, or overcome through sheer willpower, are not liabilities in God's eyes. Instead, they are strategic opportunities, divinely designed openings, for His boundless power to shine through us with unparalleled brilliance and transformative impact. It's not about hiding our flaws, it's about allowing God to work through them. Consider the vast spectrum of human weaknesses: physical frailties, emotional vulnerabilities, spiritual struggles, intellectual limitations, relational dependencies. These are often the areas we are most ashamed of, the facets of ourselves we strive to hide from the world, believing they diminish our worth and hinder our potential. We try to cover them up, to pretend they don't exist, or to compensate for them in other ways. But God sees these weaknesses not as flaws to be eradicated, but as fertile ground for His grace to flourish. He doesn't want us to be perfect. He wants us to be dependent on Him. It is in our admitted limitations, in our honest acknowledgement of our inability to cope, control, or conquer on our own, that we create space for divine intervention, for supernatural empowerment, for the miraculous manifestation of God's strength in our lives. It's in our brokenness that His wholeness becomes most evident. Imagine a vessel, intricately crafted but inherently fragile. If it is filled to capacity with its own self-importance, its own perceived strength, there is no room for anything else to enter. It's already full, self-contained, and resistant to outside influence. But if it is emptied, humbled, and presented in its vulnerability, it becomes a perfect receptacle for a divine outpouring, a vessel ready to be filled with the overflowing abundance of God's power. The emptiness becomes an invitation. Stop striving. To cultivate a self-manufactured strength, a superficial resilience built on human effort and willpower alone. Release the burden of pretense, the exhausting charade of invincibility. Admit your weaknesses to God, openly and honestly, laying bare your vulnerabilities before Him. Don't be afraid to say, "God, I can't do this on my own. I need you." Surrender. Your limitations, the areas where you feel inadequate, incapable, or overwhelmed. In that act of surrender, in that posture of humility, you create a vacuum, a space within your being that God is eager to fill with His inexhaustible strength. It's not about pretending to be strong. It's about acknowledging your need for His strength. Make room for His power to permeate your life, to flow through you, to work in you, and through you in ways you could never accomplish on your own. Embrace your weakness as a gateway to divine strength, a pathway to supernatural empowerment, and a testament to the transformative power of God's grace working in and through your life. It's not about your ability, it's about His availability. Step 3. Open your hands to receive. Stop striving, start allowing. From the earliest stages of our development, we are often indoctrinated with the pervasive mantra of striving. Society champions the virtues of relentless effort, unwavering determination, and the relentless pursuit of achievement. We are taught to push harder, to strain further, to earn our way to success, to claw our way to the top, to seize control of our destiny through sheer force of will. We are told that we must make things happen, that we are solely responsible for our own outcomes. This cultural programming, deeply embedded in our collective consciousness, often bleeds into our spiritual lives, shaping our understanding of how we receive blessings, how we access divine provision, and how we experience God's power. We unconsciously translate the principle of striving into our relationship with God, believing that we must earn his favor, work for his blessings, and relentlessly pursue his strength through religious performance and tireless self-improvement. We think we have to do something to deserve his grace. However, receiving divine strength, accessing the supernatural power of God, operates on a fundamentally different principle, a paradigm shift that moves us from the realm of striving to the realm of allowing. It is not about forceful acquisition, aggressive pursuit, or relentless exertion. It is about gentle receptivity, open surrender, and the graceful acceptance of a gift freely offered. It's not about what we do, it's about what we receive. Imagine trying to capture the life-giving rain during a downpour. If you clench your fist tightly, determined to grasp and control the raindrops, you will catch absolutely nothing. The water will simply glance off your closed hands, leaving you parched and empty. Your effort will be futile. But if you open your hands, palms upward, in a gesture of humble receptivity, you become a conduit for the rain. The water flows freely into your open palms, refreshing, nourishing, and replenishing you with its life-sustaining essence. You don't have to work for the rain, you simply have to receive it. Similarly, receiving divine strength is not about grasping, controlling, or forcing God's hand. It is about opening your spiritual hands, releasing your tight grip on control, and allowing God's strength to flow into your life, unimpeded and unhindered. It's about surrendering your own efforts and trusting in his provision. This requires a conscious relinquishing of the need to figure everything out, to meticulously plan every detail, to control every outcome, and to orchestrate every aspect of our lives. It demands a posture of trust, a surrender to the divine flow, and a confident expectation that God's strength is already moving towards you, like a river of grace seeking to inundate your being. You don't have to earn it. You simply have to allow it. Your role is not to chase after it, to earn it, or to manipulate it into existence. Your role is to be open, receptive, and allowing, to create space within your heart and mind for divine strength to permeate every fiber of your being. It's not about striving, it's about surrendering. Release the striving, abandon the controlling, and embrace the effortless flow of divine grace. Open your hands, open your heart, and allow the boundless strength of God to flood into your life, transforming you from the inside out. It's not about your effort, it's about his empowerment. Step 4. Speak words of divine expectation. Your words set the atmosphere for miracles. The power of words, that seemingly intangible force emanating from our lips, is a profound and often underestimated reality. Words are not merely vehicles for communication. They are potent seeds, capable of germinating in the fertile ground of our subconscious and blossoming into tangible realities in our lives. Our words possess the remarkable capacity to shape our perceptions, influence our emotions, direct our actions, and ultimately construct the very atmosphere that surrounds us. They are not just sounds, they are creative forces. If you consistently saturate your inner world and your external environment with words of doubt, fear, and weakness, you are, in effect, cultivating a climate of negativity, a breeding ground for discouragement and a barrier that obstructs the flow of divine intervention. Negative self-talk, pessimistic pronouncements, and fear-filled declarations act as spiritual roadblocks, hindering the manifestation of God's power in your life. They create a self-fulfilling prophecy of defeat. Conversely, when you intentionally cultivate a vocabulary of faith, when you consciously choose to speak words of divine expectation, you are actively creating an atmosphere conducive to miracles. Your words become declarations of faith, affirmations of God's promises, and pronouncements of his power working in and through you. They set the stage for divine intervention. Begin to deliberately replace words of doubt and despair with words of hope and confidence. Instead of lamenting your weakness, declare that you are strong in the Lord, empowered by His might, and equipped for every challenge that comes your way. Affirm with unwavering conviction that God's power is not merely a distant possibility, but a present reality, actively working in you and through you, transforming your circumstances and exceeding your expectations. Speak life, not death. Speak victory, not defeat. Speak abundance, not lack. Say it out loud, not just as a mental exercise, but as a vocal declaration that resonates with the depths of your being. I am prepared for a season of divine might. God's strength is upon me. I am more than a conqueror through Christ who strengthens me. I can do all things through Christ who empowers me. Let these words roll off your tongue. Feel the vibration in your vocal cords and allow the truth of these declarations to permeate your mind, body, and spirit. Let them become your confession, your constant refrain, your unwavering affirmation. Your words are not mere wishful thinking, empty platitudes, or superficial affirmations. They are potent declarations of faith, spiritual pronouncements that activate God's power in your life, unlocking the doors to divine possibilities and ushering in a season of unprecedented strength and supernatural breakthroughs. They are not just words, they are weapons of spiritual warfare. Choose your words wisely, speak them boldly, and watch as they transform the atmosphere around you, paving the way for miracles to manifest in your life. It's not just about what you think, it's about what you speak. Step 5. Step into faith. Before you feel the strength. Action precedes revelation. In our human experience, we are often conditioned to operate based on our feelings. We wait to feel motivated before we take action, to feel confident before we step out in faith, to feel strong before we confront challenges. We prioritize sensory perception, relying on our emotions as the primary indicators of readiness, capability, and divine alignment. We mistakenly believe that feeling strong is a prerequisite for acting in faith, that we must first experience an internal surge of power before we can confidently step into the unknown, embrace uncertainty, and venture beyond our comfort zones. We want a guarantee before we take a risk. This feeling-driven approach, while seemingly logical in the natural realm, often hinders our spiritual progress and delays the manifestation of God's power in our lives. It keeps us stuck in a cycle of waiting and inaction. However, divine strength, supernatural empowerment, and miraculous breakthroughs are often revealed not in the waiting, not in the passive anticipation of feeling equipped, but in the courageous act of stepping out in faith. Even when we feel weak, inadequate, or uncertain, it's about moving before you feel ready. Think of the iconic biblical narrative of Peter walking on water. He didn't first feel an overwhelming surge of superhuman strength coursing through his veins. He didn't experience a sudden boost of confidence that assured him of his ability to defy the laws of physics. He didn't wait for perfect conditions or a guarantee of success. Instead, he heard Jesus' simple yet profound command, "Come," and he responded with audacious faith, stepping out of the boat and onto the turbulent waves. It was in the very act of stepping out, in the courageous obedience to Jesus' word, that the miracle unfolded. The strength to walk on water was not a pre-existing condition, it was a divine provision revealed in the stepping out, a supernatural empowerment that manifested in the midst of faith-filled action. It was the act of faith that unlocked the power. Identify one specific area in your life where you have been hesitant, paralyzed by fear, or held back by feelings of weakness, inadequacy, or self-doubt. Perhaps it's a dream you've been afraid to pursue, a relationship you've been hesitant to, a challenge you've been avoiding, or a step of obedience you've been postponing. Whatever it is, Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect feeling. Instead of waiting to feel fully equipped, completely confident, or perfectly prepared, take a step of faith in that very area, even if you don't feel entirely ready, even if your knees are trembling, even if doubts whisper in your ear. Trust that as you move forward, as you dare to step out beyond your perceived limitations, God's strength will meet you precisely where you are, empowering you beyond your natural abilities, equipping you for the journey ahead and revealing His miraculous power in ways you never imagined possible. It's not about waiting for the feeling, it's about stepping out in faith. Action precedes revelation, faith precedes feeling. Step out in faith and watch as divine strength rises to meet you, carrying you forward into a season of unprecedented power and purpose. It's not about your readiness, it's about His faithfulness. Chosen one, hear this truth resonate in the deepest chambers of your heart. The strength you desperately need, the resilience you earnestly crave, the fortitude you long for, is not a distant, elusive prize that you must chase after with relentless effort and tireless striving. It is already being meticulously prepared for you, divinely orchestrated for your specific season, and gracefully extended towards you like an open hand of grace. It's not something you have to earn. It's something you have to receive. The divine might you are yearning for, the supernatural power you are seeking, is not a far-off dream, a future aspiration, or a hypothetical possibility. It is a present reality, a tangible force, a vibrant energy waiting to be fully embraced, consciously activated, and wholeheartedly integrated into the very fabric of your being. It's available to you now. The only barrier standing between you and this transformative season of unexpected power, the sole impediment hindering your access to this boundless reservoir of divine might, is your full, unwavering belief and your wholehearted acceptance. It's about believing and receiving. You have been meticulously trained through the fires of adversity, divinely prepared through the crucible of challenges, and strategically equipped for the extraordinary journey that lies ahead. You are not defined by your perceived weaknesses, your past failures, or your present limitations. You are a chosen vessel, a divinely purposed instrument, a carrier of God's glory, and an heir to His boundless strength. You are who God says you are. Divine strength is not a reward for perfection. It is a provision for purpose. It is ready to be poured into your life, overflowing and abundant, transforming you from the inside out, empowering you to overcome every obstacle, and propelling you into your God-ordained destiny. It's not about your perfection, it's about His purpose for your life. The key is simple yet profound. Believe it, receive it, and walk in it. Embrace the truth, open your heart, and step into the season of divine might that awaits you. It's not just a possibility, it's a promise. Final faith activation exercise. Right now, in this sacred moment of divine encounter, I invite you to intentionally shift your posture, both physically and spiritually. Gently close your eyes, shutting out the distractions of the external world, and turn your gaze inward, focusing on the still, small voice of God within. Quiet your mind, still your thoughts, and enter into a place of peaceful receptivity. Place your hands softly on your heart, that sacred sanctuary of your inner being, feeling the gentle rhythm of life pulsating within you, a testament to the divine spark that resides within. Connect with the presence of God within you. Say this prayer, not as a mere recitation of words, but with deep conviction, with unwavering faith, and with the full surrender of your heart and soul. Father God, in this moment of sacred communion, I consciously release every vestige of doubt that has clouded my understanding of strength. I relinquish the illusion of self-sufficiency, the burden of self-reliance, and the false narrative of inherent weakness. I surrender all my fears, anxieties, and insecurities, I open my heart wide, receptive and expectant, to receive your divine might, that boundless reservoir of supernatural power that you have so meticulously prepared for me, for this very season of my life. I receive your strength, your grace, and your anointing. I intentionally step into this season of unexpected power, not with trepidation or hesitation, but with courageous faith and unwavering anticipation, knowing with absolute certainty that you are actively working in me, through me, and for me, orchestrating every detail of my journey for my ultimate good and your eternal glory. I declare that I am strong in you, empowered by your Spirit, and equipped for every good work. I place my complete trust in your divine plan, your perfect timing, and your unwavering love. I thank you from the depths of my being for your unfailing strength, your boundless grace, and your unwavering presence that sustains me, empowers me, and guides me every step of the way. I am ready to receive all that you have for me. Amen. Now do not depart from this space without actively participating in this powerful movement of collective faith. Take a moment to scroll down and comment below, sharing with vulnerability and honesty one thing that you need prayer for today. Let your voice be heard, let your needs be known, and allow the community of faith to surround you with their prayers and support. Be specific and authentic in your request. Then, in the spirit of reciprocal blessing, take another moment to thoughtfully read through the comments of others and reply to someone else's comment with words of genuine encouragement, uplifting, affirmation, and heartfelt prayer. Offer words of hope, faith, and support. The power of collective faith is not a mere concept or a theological abstraction. It is a tangible reality, a dynamic force, a vibrant energy that is unleashed when we come together in unity, lifting each other up, bearing one another's burdens, and standing in faith as one body. It's about connecting with others and building a community of faith. Miracles happen, breakthroughs manifest, and divine interventions occur when we unite our hearts in prayer, creating a powerful symphony of faith that resonates in the heavens and reverberates in the earth. It's not just about individual prayer, it's about collective prayer. If this message has resonated deeply within your spirit, if it has ignited a spark of hope, ignited a flame of faith, or stirred a sense of divine purpose within you, please do not keep this transformative truth confined to yourself. Share it with others. Someone in your sphere of influence, someone within your circle of relationships desperately needs to hear this message today. Share this video with them. Extend this lifeline of hope and become a conduit of divine encouragement in their lives. Be a light in someone else's darkness. And as you embark on this journey of divine empowerment, subscribe to this channel. Stay connected to this source of spiritual nourishment and remain open to the ongoing guidance and inspiration that awaits you. Continue to seek God's wisdom and guidance, because this is not merely an isolated moment of revelation. It is just the beginning, the launching point, the threshold to a grand adventure. And I promise you, chosen one, there is so much more, infinitely more, ahead for you. A future overflowing with divine purpose, supernatural power, and boundless blessings. Your journey has just begun.